I wonder when the people will wake up. In France, the political class is completely the property of big families. Politicians are parasites, like the rest of the world, playing a charade to make the people believe they have a choice in their votes. The reality is quite the opposite. Families like the Rothschilds decide the candidates and offer voters the choice of selecting a parasite among others belonging to them. The French political class of parasites who speak and say nothing. As usual, they talk without saying anything. The French political class and popular disenchantment. There is a phrase that often comes up in the mouths of the French. As usual, they talk to say nothing. This expression well sums up the general feeling towards the French political class, perceived as a caste disconnected from everyday realities and mainly concerned with its own interests. Politicians really take the people for turnips. In France, this opinion is not new. For decades, citizens have oscillated between hope and disillusionment, seeing a succession of presidents and prime ministers who, despite their promises of change, often leave a bitter taste of unfinished business. A monopolized political class. In France, the political class seems to have become the property of big families and elites. Political dynasties like the Debray, the Chirac, or even the Le Pen seem to perpetuate a tradition where power is transmitted almost hereditarily. This situation feeds the idea that politics is a closed circle, inaccessible to ordinary citizens. A puppet theater. Politicians are parasites, like the rest of the world, playing a charade to make the people believe they have a choice in their votes. Each election is presented as a moment of renewal, an opportunity for change. But the reality is quite the opposite. Whether under the presidency of Nicolas Sarkozy, François Hollande, or even Emmanuel Macron, major structuring reforms are long overdue, and the interests of the powerful continue to be protected. Cosmetic reforms. The reforms that have emerged in recent decades are often seen as cosmetic. They give the impression of acting without really touching on the foundations of social and economic inequalities. The fight against unemployment, pension reform, improvement of the education system. So many promises which seem to come up against structural inertia. The awakening of the people, an urgent necessity. I wonder when the people will wake up. This question reflects a growing impatience within the French population. The Yellow Vest movement, which appeared in 2018, was a sign of this latent exasperation. Although this movement ultimately lost momentum, it highlighted the growing divide between leaders and citizens. For change to become a reality, it is crucial that citizens speak out again and demand accountability from their representatives. Participatory democracy, citizen initiatives, and greater transparency of institutions could be ways of restoring confidence and reconnecting politicians with the real concerns of those they are supposed to represent. Conclusion. France, country of revolution and human rights, finds itself at a historic crossroads. To escape this cycle of disillusionment, it is imperative to rethink the social contract and rebuild a bond of trust between elected officials and voters. The long-awaited popular awakening could well be the key to restoring politics to its true meaning, that of serving the people and not of using them.